to another episode of Apple Talk by Creative Computing. I'm Jeff, your host. Today we're going to look at Apple's new iPad 3. I have one right here in a box that I would like to show you. I'm going to open it up and go through it from start to finish and let you see the new iPad and the differences between the new iPad and the previous iPad 2. So here goes. Out of the box. We did pre-shrink wrap this, or unshrink wrap this for benefit of this show. There it is. The new iPad. Okay, to go through the setup from start to finish. So this is the new iPad, fresh out of the box. Let's step through the various screens and set up the new iPad. Enable location services. Yes. Even though it doesn't have a real GPS, it can triangulate off the Wi-Fi. Next. We have a video connector for this, but it will not work initially until we've gone through a little bit of setup. But I'm going to connect it so you can see the screen for real on your televisions as we go. PCTV is the network that's here. Let it get an IP address. Check. Next. Use Wi-Fi. Next. Okay. Sign in with an Apple ID. I'm going to use mine. I entered my username and password. Here's the license acceptance screen. I'm agreeing to that. Agree. Let it set it up. This will sync my calendar and all those other things. May take a few minutes, won't be that long. We have a saying back at our office, no computer's fast enough. Here it is in action. I'm going to use iCloud. iCloud is Apple's service that facilitates syncing your calendar, photos, contacts, and is key to using Apple's iTunes Match service that lets you have all of your music and videos, whether or not they fit on your iPad or other device, available to you at all times. I am going to use iCloud. Next. Back up to iCloud? Sure. Next. Find my iPad. If I lose it, it gets stolen, I leave it in a taxi, any of those things, this will let me find my iPad's location using Apple's iCloud on the web. Yes, use Find My iPad. Next. Use dictation. This will let me talk to the iPad so I can use my voice instead of typing to enter text. Very useful on the iPhone with Siri and nice on the iPad. Next. Diagnosis and usage. Now, I'm generally not one to share any information I don't absolutely have to share. So I'm going to say don't send. Here it is. This is the iPad's opening screen. I notice right off how visually clear these icons are, how sharp the whole image is. So you can see when you look at my iPad here, it's crystal clear. Okay, now what I'd like to do is show you some of the new features on the iPad and a comparison with the iPad 2. So first, like I always do with any of my new devices, let's take a look at the settings and explore this thing a little. Settings. Here's the Settings app, as you can see on your screen. I'm going to look at the About, first of all. And let's see what we can find about the memory. This is a 16 gig iPad, so it has 13.3 gigs of available storage. Pause again. Can I not see the memory? I can't see the memory or the processor? No. That's where I was. It's not there. All right, I can't see any of that. So the 5 megapixel camera. All right, let's back up a moment and start again from here. All right, so here's the new iPad now that I've set everything up, and let's take a look. The new iPad, crystal clear icons, looks very, very sharp. You can see the usual stuff, the calendar. For instance, take a look. It's probably full of my events. It is. Back to the home screen. Photo booth, FaceTime, the camera. The camera is one of the new features. We'll come back to that in a moment. This iPad has 1 gig of RAM. There's no way to show you that on the screen, but it does. It's running iOS 5.1, as you can see right here under version. It has the 5 megapixel camera. Let's take a look at that camera. I have the box for the iPad. Let's take a look at that. The camera wants to use my current location. That's because it will attach GPS info to the photos. Oops, photo stream on. Back to the home page. Camera. Let's see the video. This is the box to the iPad. Not sure how clearly you can tell. Trying to get this just right. But that's 5 megapixels of video. Very nice, very sharp. Okay. Back to the home screen. Okay, so here we have the new iPad and the iPad 2. These are the home screens. Even right here, if you look closely, and I know it's hard to see with the camera, but if you look closely, you can see the difference in clarity between the new iPad and the old iPad. The new iPad has the Retina display with 3 times as many pixels in the same area. We have them in stock. But take a look at the sharpness of the blues. Let me try to show you directly on the computer, on your screen, and see how this looks. So here's the iPad 3's home screen. And now I'm going to pull the wire, not iPad 3, the new iPad, and connect it to the iPad 2. And let's see how that looks. 1 second. There we go. Just take a moment, and you should have the iPad 2 on your screen. I'm not sure if you can see the difference on your TV, but it's very clear. There's the iPad 2, and again, I will show you the new iPad. Disconnecting for a moment. Connecting to the new iPad. Okay, there's the new iPad. Just take a second for it to register. And you can see the difference in clarity. I think it's very sharp. Now what I'm going to try to do is show you a comparison side by side of the same content playing on both iPads so you can see the difference. So on our demo iPad, or on our iPad 2, I'm going to scroll over to the Cat in the Hat. Before I hit play, on the new iPad, we also have the Cat in the Hat. I'm going to touch both play buttons simultaneously and have the videos go simultaneously so that you can see the difference. Here goes. I have to look a moment. So here we have the 2 samples of the Cat in the Hat. If you take a look at this straight off, you can see the difference in clarity right here. I'm going to start the 2 books and we'll watch the video go together and you can compare for yourself. The new iPad is here on the right and the old iPad is here on the left, the iPad 2. Here goes. Ready, set, start. There they are, and you can see for yourself the difference in clarity. I hope the light is good. Let it go for a moment. It's so much sharper. Okay, one more window full, and then we'll stop it. Okay. Stopping the video. Let me show you the difference in the cameras. I brought with me today Don from our office, and I will let you see him on both cameras. Starting with the iPad 2, the previous model. I'm connecting the video wire again. Okay. Ready, Don? Okay, pause 1 second.
Let me get against the black background.
Okay, against the black background. All right, start again. So here's Don. Don, stay still. This is the camera. Whoops. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there's Don. Move a little to the left. Here's Don with the old iPad 2 camera. One moment. I'm going to disconnect that iPad and reconnect the new iPad. Takes a moment. All right. Now I'm going to show you Don on the new iPad's camera. He hasn't moved. Notice the green rectangle. It's doing face recognition. The new iPad can identify up to 10 faces in a photo at once and cause the light balance to be geared for those people. As you can tell from looking at this video, at this picture I mean, Don's face is much more clear, the light balance is all better, much better picture, much nicer camera. Okay, thank you. And to reiterate, the benefits of the new iPad are it has more memory. That's the main one. I can't show you that on the screen because it doesn't show you it anywhere, but it has 1 gig of RAM. Everything is going to be faster. That is a huge, huge upgrade on the iPad. To help that memory work, it has a faster processor. All of that together gives you faster, better video, faster performance, zippier, everything. Other than that, the iPad largely works the way the previous iPad did. You can download your apps from the App Store. You can organize your apps as you wish, put them into what I call jiggle mode, and move them around, or not. Everything that you know and love with the iPad is still here. So now that I've shown you the new iPad, let me tell you why you should buy an iPad versus buying a new Macintosh. The iPad has certain capabilities. It's very portable. You can run apps off of the App Store. There are thousands of apps just like the computer. They both do all of this. What are the differences? Well, on the computer, you can run any app you want, such as Microsoft Office, for instance, which is not available on the iPad. On the iPad, you can carry the things you need with you in a very portable fashion that you can't do with the computer. The iPad can easily access the internet for web and email and anything else you might need. Movies, it's great on an airplane. Excellent battery life, no moving parts. The computer doesn't have all of this. So while the computer can do more, the stuff that the iPad can do, it can do a lot more efficiently. An iPad is cheaper than a computer. An iPad can access all of your iTunes content, movies, music, whatever it is, via iCloud at any time, anywhere you are, as long as there's Wi-Fi connectivity. The iPad will do FaceTime conferencing, so if you're on the road or on vacation, you can talk with your family. They can see you and you can see them. The iPad gives you the essentials of what you need computer-wise to take with you on the road and meet your needs. My favorite thing about the iPad is the photo stream, actually, which when you take a picture, iCloud will take the photo that you just took and send it to, basically via the iCloud photo stream back to your computer and import it. And if you have it set up correctly, it will import automatically into your iPhoto. I like that. You take a photo, it's a moment in time, it's backed up instantly. So you lose your iPad a moment later, you did not lose your photos. Memories are still intact. I like the way I can look at my calendar on it and edit my calendar, and those changes are reflected immediately on my computer and all my other devices. People in my office can see the change in the calendar. It's very, very efficient. Netflix, the streaming videos, look great on the new iPad. HD looks awesome. It uses the new 4G network. So if you are out on the cellular system and not on Wi-Fi, content still loads very quick, including Netflix again, for instance, streaming video with a lot of data. Very fast, very efficient, looks great. The iTunes Movies, same thing, looks great. The web browser is Safari. This is a high-speed version of Safari. Zippy, zippy, zippy. Let me show you that, in fact. Very easy to see. We'll hit Safari and take a look at what's generally I call a heavy site. Let's look at ESPN. Go. So there it is. ESPN is loading. And look how fast that is and how sharp the video is. Let me hit play. Peyton Manning. Now he's a Bronco. There should be a video here. No, let's try something. All right, these are just photos. Very crisp, though, very clear. And see how fast that loaded. I think that the iPad is the critical part of what you need to carry around. You can back it up to your computer, sync with your computer, or on iCloud. Very, very nice. Newsstand, you can have all sorts of magazines on it, very easy to carry around. It will, you can have the daily newspaper automatically on your iPad. It's great in the morning, sit at the kitchen table with it. It just has a portability to it that the computer doesn't have, and it's a lot cheaper. Let me show you a YouTube video. That's a good video sample that you can actually see in action, taking advantage of the speed. I want to make sure that whatever I show is totally appropriate for television. YouTube, okay, it isn't necessarily, what can I look up? iPad. Let's see if we can find an iPad video. The new iPad review from The Verge. Let's play it. They're doing a comparison just like we did. On future episodes of Apple Talk by Creative Computing, we will show you tips and techniques on how to use your iPad, how to take advantage of iCloud, the integration with the Macintosh, everything to make your iPad experience better. And I think that's it for today's show. Just to recap, we went over everything about the new iPad. We compared the new iPad with the previous iPad 2, showed you the difference in the camera, the difference in the video, showed you the speed, showed you the basics of the new iPad. Future episodes, like I said, will show more advanced tips and tricks. And thank you for watching Apple Talk by Creative Computing. I'm Jeff, and please come visit us. We're located at 423 Wall Street, across from the Princeton Airport. You can call us at 609-683-3MAC. Visit us online at www.creativecomputing.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join our circle on Google+, sign up for our mailing list. We have lots of good information, and we look forward to seeing you. Mention this TV show, Apple Talk by Creative Computing, to any of our sales staff and receive 10% off on accessories.